All right, guys. The Utah Jazz just now won 2 games in a row. Also, congrats to the Utah Utes, Pac-12 champions. Moving on. It's the Hoops Nerd postgame show. Let's talk about all things Utah and I guess the Pacers. All right, guys. So before we get started, make sure you've subscribed to the channel. That way you can join the live chat. We've adjusted the channel a little bit. You can talk and chat if you subscribe. So why haven't you subscribed? All right, let's talk about the Pacers. Then we'll talk about the Jazz. The Indiana Pacers came into this game as one of the surprise teams. Basically, this was the battle of 2 surprise teams in the Utah Jazz and the Indiana Pacers. And the Pacers have been a fun team this season. There's a few things that I noticed with this game. One, I was excited to really get a chance to pay attention to Bennedict Mathurin, who is looking like, if he's not the rookie of the year, he's at least the runner-up, because he has been phenomenal this season. The shooting, the percentages have been amazing. Tonight, he had an off night. Let's bring up the thing here. By the way, while I pull this up, let me bring this up. Make sure you go and sign into Prize Picks and go use promo code HoopsNerd, guys. If you support, that supports the channel. How's that for a read? go to Prize Picks, sign up. They will match up to $100 on your props. It's free money up to $100. Go sign up. It's up to you. The choice is yours, and I hope the choice is to go do that. But be responsible. Be smart about it. All right, let's see. Let's pull that up, and then let's pull me down. Let's see here. All right, so we're talking Bennedict Mathurin. I really like Bennedict Mathurin, some of the things I've seen, but I haven't really, like I said, I haven't been able to watch him closely. Tonight I did. I'm not going to be hard on him because of tonight. I mean, he just had an off night from shooting 3 for 10. One of the things I noticed is what I like, actually, is that he was going to the rim really hard. This was a poorly officiated game. Just absolutely garbage referees in this one. And the calls they were not calling for both teams, the calls they were calling, the things they missed, just atrocious. Just a reminder that NBA refs are just really not very good. Just really bad. And Bennedict Mathurin was one of those guys that definitely did not benefit. 3 for 10. Some of this is because he only got to take, like, what? How many free throws did he get? He did take 9. So, I mean, maybe he was expecting more. This right here is a good sign, actually. So on a night where he doesn't shoot the ball well, he takes 10 field goal attempts, he shoots 30%, he still scores 12 points. That means he's finding efficiency by manufacturing points at the free throw line. So, and one thing I noticed, and we've talked about this a little bit before, but I like to look at young prospects, rookies, new players, and just how big are you, you know? And he looks big on the floor. He has size. And so it's just nice to see. Like, one of the guys that I thought was going to be just phenomenal in the league was Isaac Okoro. And then he gets on the floor and he looks small to me. You know, if Isaac Okoro was like the size I thought he'd be a lot different player, but he's not. You know, there's a big difference from being like 6'8" and 6'4". It changes a lot of things because you go from being, you know, same level as everyone else to being above. And so anyways, it's nice to see him. He is every bit of whatever he is. How tall is he? 20 years old. Does it say 6'5"? He is every bit of that 6'5". So it's, you know, congrats to the Pacers fans. You guys have found a good one in Mathurin. And if he can continue to develop. And that was another thing I noticed about him just watching, because is that you can just see the room for growth. He honestly like, I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like, you know, when you buy a computer and it has extra slots that are for future upgrades, and it's like you can add those on whenever you want. It's like you can see that with Bennedict Mathurin's game. Like, you can see that he's got extra slots. He just has to fill in with more moves. You know, some players you can tell they are maxed out. Like, this is all the RAM they got. Bennedict Mathurin has plenty of slots. He's just going to get better and better and better. My big thing is, like, why can't you start him with Tyrese? You know, because Tyrese Haliburton's having a monster year. He also had a bad shooting night tonight. Something about what the Jazz did, either it was officials or something the Jazz did, but Haliburton and Mathurin, look at that. Both of them did not shoot the ball well. So something was going on, and it might have just been officials just ruining this game for everyone. It was no fun. Whether you're a Pacer fan or a Jazz fan, it's just a garbage officiated game. Speaking of holes, there are just some holes with this Pacers team that kind of remind you why people thought they wouldn't be that good. Jalen Smith is one of them. I mean, he was basically just cut by the Suns. He was like a top, I can't remember if he was top 15 or top 10. He was pretty highly picked. I think it was like, I can't remember. I don't care. But he just really disappointed the Suns, I guess. And so they have a guy in forward in Jalen Smith who hopefully can kind of improve and be a better player. But, I mean, that's kind of a hole when you're starting a guy that was literally cut by another team. That's not a great sign. And this Nembhard guy, I don't know. He made that. Well, I guess he was 2 for 5 from 3. So, I mean, he shot the ball pretty well. 10 assists from Nembhard. Look at that. I guess, I don't know what to think. I have no idea he existed before tonight. So, sorry, Pacers fans. That's my analysis of Andrew Nembhard. Let's just learn about Andrew Nembhard. Oh, so he had quite the night. 3.4 assists per game, and he had 10. So, good for him. Let's see here. He's from Canada. He's 22, and he's 6'3". And he was picked was he the last pick of the draft? 2022 round 2, pick 31. Holy smokes. So I think he was the final player drafted. That's kind of crazy. Anyway, so we learned a little bit about Nembhard tonight. Shout out to Nembhard. Not a lot else. I actually thought this trade for Nesmith was a pretty good one because I thought he would be better coming out of college. Tonight, 2 for 4 from 3, and he kind of passes the size test as well. He's bigger than I thought. 8 points plus 4, so can he develop into something? The big question, too, with the Pacers is, will they eventually make a trade? I mean, the national media has been trying to trade Miles Turner and Buddy Hield to the Lakers forever, all season and all off season, and sometimes I don't understand it. I actually feel like Miles Turner is one of the more overrated players in the league. I know he gets a lot of blocks, but it's like I was looking at the advanced stuff for the Pacers before this game, and they're like the epitome of average. And I kind of look at that as Miles Turner. He's just an average starting player. Yes, he's good at blocking shots, so it's probably one of his best skills, but I don't know if blocking shots, blocking shots does not always make you a great defender. You can block shots, but can you also divert players from going to the rim and things like that? And I don't know if he is. I don't watch him enough. So maybe Pacers fans, you can let me know I'm an idiot in the comments, but he grabs just 4 rebounds. And so it's like, I don't know. It's hard for me to get over also the Team USA stuff when he was just so disappointing. But he does go 7 for 9 tonight, 2 for 4 from 3. Of course, I bet the under on him, so he went over. I would have got it tonight. Thanks a lot, Miles Turner. You can never not disappoint me. That's always what you do. So anyways, Miles Turner, I guess trade him to the Lakers. I don't actually know how much it'll affect the Pacers, but it might be a good idea for them to think about doing that because Haliburton and Mathurin is an awesome, is it backcourt or front court? I always forget. Like backcourt, I think it's front court. I don't know. The guards. That's a incredible backcourt duo. I think it's backcourt. That's an incredible backcourt duo. Or is it front court? I think it's backcourt. Backcourt duo of Haliburton and Mathurin. I mean, they're going to be good for years. Can they go get one more stud in the draft? And I think if I'm the Pacers, I would want to do that, Because who else are you building around on this team? I mean, Turner, I don't know. I guess if you really want to, you could just give him a contract. But I don't know. Everyone else is pretty replaceable. And like Utah, Indiana's not getting any big free agents. So I just think, I don't know. You guys know my stance on draft picks and draft building. So, all right. Should we talk about the Utah Jazz? How do I add? So someone mentioned, let's see. How do we add a stream marker? Is this right here? Maybe. I don't know. Stream marker added. Markers appear in the video editor after you stream. I don't know. This is where I talk about the Jazz. So hopefully that worked. So Anyways, let's talk about the Utah Jazz, who have now won 2 straight. They looked a lot better tonight, and partly because it's rested. And I was thinking about it, guys. I'm exhausted. It feels like the Jazz have played every single game as a back-to-back. And I tell you what, as a writer and blogger and whatever I am, I'm tired. Like, I'm freaking tired. We're doing this tomorrow. It's another front end of a back-to-back. And we're doing it tomorrow. And so, anyways, the Jazz come into this game, and they were great. They looked really good. And so I don't know if it's just a matter of them needing a little bit of, like, energy and having their legs under them, but they were great tonight. Lauri Markkanen just continues to be a stud tonight. 8 for 15 from the field. 5 for 9 from 3. Just dominant performance from Markkanen. 13 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. This is superstar stuff. Plus 19. Probably the best player on the floor tonight. Absolutely dominant. 33 minutes. Kelly Olynyk fouled out again. I thought that stat for Olynyk was pretty hilarious that he leads the league in fouls and promptly fouled out of the game. Just awesome. Really awesome. Not much else to say other than that Olynyk does so many good things for the Jazz. I know everyone is kind of like in the, I don't know. It feels like I don't know. Maybe you guys love Olynyk. I am in the camp that likes Olynyk. I think Olynyk's a really good player. I wonder if he's someone that the Jazz trade at some point. We saw a hint of a hint there the other day online. So we'll see. But 2 for 4 from the field, 1 for 3 from 3, 5 for 5 from the free throw line, and he rebounds and he assists and he gets steals and he does just a lot of things. But he was a -5, which is interesting. So I don't know, but I think you're a better team when you have someone like Kelly Olynyk on the team, just because he does so many things. He's like a 5-tool player in baseball or whatever you call him, just can do everything. And those types of guys just help you win games. Vanderbilt, 20 minutes. We'd see this every night. He plays 20 to 25 minutes every night. Hardy plays him in specific situations. And it kind of feels like this is because they're developing him. I believe Vanderbilt was off the bench in Minnesota. And so he starts for the Jazz, but then he doesn't play the big minutes. So I don't know. But anyways, 4 for 5 from the field, which is nice to see. A lot of this was transition. 6 rebounds, 2 assists, filling the stat sheet. So plus 11 for Vanderbilt as well, 8 points. He's just a fun player to watch. I can't get enough of Jared Vanderbilt. I'll be honest. He's just a lot of fun. Jordan Clarkson tonight had another solid night. Plus 22. 6 for 12 from the field, 1 for 3 from 3. Nice free throws. He shot 8 free throws again. This is big time. This is star stuff, shooting this many free throws and starting to do it regularly. I think this is one thing that's interesting. I believe he's doing this more since Mike Conley went down. So getting these free throws is just a great sign. The evolution of Jordan Clarkson has been one of the great stories of this season for the Jazz. He's absolutely been just phenomenal to watch, and seeing him develop is awesome. 5 turnovers. I mean, if you want to become an elite playmaker, this is where you've got to get it down. That's a lot of turnovers. In 28 minutes, 5 turnovers. This is where you've got to be a little careful. I don't really want to go through it, but some of these may not be his fault. Reminder, sometimes turnovers are, well, let's just see. Let's check them out. Back in the day when Rudy Gobert was on the floor, and if he didn't catch the ball, it would be... Oh, see, that's his ball. Clarkson lost ball. Yeah, that's on him. Clarkson, bad pass.
But he's getting better at pacing them out and using them well.
Yeah, that's just a lazy pass. Double dribble, traveling. Okay, so yeah, those are on him. So one of the ways you become an elite playmaker and just one of the elite players in the league is you're just taking this down, because this kills you. I mean, this is lost possessions. And if you're scoring, whatever it is, 1.2 points per possession or whatever the average scoring possession is, you cut this down, then you can just auto add 1 point, So doing this shaves off total points. And so if you can get this down to 2 or 3, you're adding 2 or 3 points, which can add a lot of wins to a team. And so that's just kind of the next step for Jordan Clarkson. Can he get to that next level as a playmaker where he's making the right decisions, tightening that handle, understanding who's around you? I mean, that's why guys like Chris Paul and Mike Conley are so valuable, is because those are the little things that don't show up on a stat sheet. Knowing Spatial awareness, knowing who's around you, making the right pass, not making a pass that costs you a possession. Those are things that don't always show in the stat sheet. You know, they only do if you make a turnover. And so low turnovers is a skill. And so if he can develop that, then he becomes even better. Sounds like I'm ragging on Jordan Clarkson. He was phenomenal tonight. He was absolutely fantastic. But this is where you'd like to see the next. Colin Sexton is getting better. Every single game that Mike Conley's gone, Colin Sexton has been improving. He only had to play 27 minutes tonight, so I'm guessing he's going to be absolutely rested and ready to go. I love how the fire he brings. He was not going to let one of those Pacer players pull him up. By the way, can we just mention Isaiah Jackson is that guy is garbage. For the rest of the time I know this guy, he's trash, garbage. Kessler rocked you, Jackson. You trash. You garbage, gutter, trash. Piece of garbage. He tried to pull Walker Kessler's shoulder out and was unsuccessful, and that's what losers do. That's a garbage player. If you try to injure someone just because Walker Kessler dominated you, Walker Kessler dominated you. That's what you do? Garbage. Go to the G League. Go to Thailand. Play for them. Get a contract with the Shanghai Sharks. All right, loser. This league ain't for losers like you, trash, garbage. Worthless, trash, garbage. Worthless. Get out of this league. This league is not for players like this. Trash, garbage. I'm spitting on my mic. Spit on Isaiah Jackson, you loser, garbage. What's my opinion on Isaiah Jackson? It's that he's garbage. You're a garbage human, okay? You try to injure a player because he trashed you in the lane because you can't hold up on an NBA floor. That makes you a loser, okay? A loser. You looked like a loser tonight, Isaiah Jackson. Compliments of Walker Kessler Ranger over on this guy. By the way, if you want to see what happened, go to the SLC on Twitter. I tweeted it out. I showed the video. He tried to pull his arm out of his socket. It's garbage. There's no room for that in the league. There's a difference between toughness and just being flat out like trying to injure people. This is like, that's Bush League garbage crap. It makes me mad. Anyways, let's get back to it. I love Colin Sexton's fire, and he wasn't putting up with any of that. Malik Beasley, I don't think it's a coincidence he had a bounce back night, and I know it's only 36, but he's been having, we talked about it in the last 2-3 videos, his numbers have been just like really bad, and I don't know if it's coincidence. I mean, or it might be just causation that because Malik Beasley's shooting has been so bad, the Jazz haven't been able to win some of these games. I mean, last game it was like a 1 for 7 or 1 for 8, and it's been like that for multiple games. Tonight, 6 for 15 from the field, not that great, but 4 of them were from 3, and he was shooting in at least league average 36%. So this is an improvement on the other nights. And guess what? Plus 23, 16 points. When Beasley's shot is falling, he's an absolute assassin. Tonight, also 5 rebounds. Let's see, is that? Oh, one assist. Talen Horton-Tucker, look at this. 9 assists. Who'd have thunk it? Biggest plus minus on the team. Sometimes I come into these stats and I get kind of surprised. The one was with this Nimrod. What is his name? Nimrod. This one is Talen Horton-Tucker. I did not expect this. Look at that. 9 assists. That's nice to see. He did not play last game. He got a DMP. Tonight, he was a lot better. And this is the next level for him. Just making good decisions. We talk about this all the time. He's like 21 years old. He's younger than Abaji. So can he develop too? And then he becomes a big success project for the Jazz. I don't know, guys. All I have to say too is Will Hardy is so good. Will Hardy is such a good coach. He is such a good coach. These guys are continuing to play hard. All right. Anyways, thank you, Johnny Nava. I always love when someone agrees with me. Sorry, I read your comment. It's great. Anyways, Talen Horton-Tucker, I'm just happy to see him get that up. Just 3 turnovers, so 9 to 3. That's pretty good. That's pretty decent. You'll take that. It's 21 minutes, 3 turnovers. Can you get that down? But 9-3 assist to turnover ratio. If you're doing 9-3 in Call of Duty, pretty good ratio there, right? That's the good type of ratio, not the one you want on Twitter. Anyways, Talen Horton-Tucker, it's nice to see the assists go up. And it does, I know the numbers aren't quite panning out, but the eye test tells me that his shot is looking a little better. He's looking a little more confident. And this is purely eye test. Purely eye test, but looking a little better. A little good. I would not be surprised if at some point Horton-Tucker is a league average 3-point shooter, and then that makes him a nice player. It really does. As long as the decision-making gets better, you know? As long as this is down and this is up, then we're in the gold there. Let's see. Okay, can we talk about Walker Kessler, who was absolutely phenomenal? Second best player on the floor for the Jazz tonight. Absolutely, except for maybe Jordan Clarkson. But Walker Kessler was incredible tonight. 7 for 7 from the field, 6 for 8 from the free throw line. This might be the biggest thing. His free throw percentage just needs to get better. We can look at it right now, but let's look at that. He's averaging 5 and 5. But anyways, free throw percentage, 56%. So that went up tonight, actually. There's Nimrod. Walker Kessler has just gotten better. And it's nice to see. Honestly, the form looked good. We're talking eye test for things. The form looked pretty good to me. Like, it looked solid. And then he grabbed, let's see, was it how many rebounds? 11 rebounds, 4 of them offensive. Those were offensive. They were good. This was just solid hard work. And this stuff right here pissed off Trash Jackson. But anyways, 20 points. This also surprised me. 20 points. So he was scoring efficiently. He was hitting his free throws. And if he can hit his free throws efficiently, that's when it takes him to the next level, kind of like what happened with Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert, if you'll remember, when he started his career, was like a 50% free throw shooter. Kind of interesting how he's following that same trajectory. But if he can just get that up, can you get to if he can just be 70 to 75% from the free throw line, gold. That's all you need. That's what you got to be at. And he can do that. I love the guy. He really is like, I don't know where the Jazz are going this season with moves. I guess we're just kind of playing it by ear and enjoying the wins when they happen. Right now, so just see for the standings. But it's probably the most fun that I'm having this season is just kind of these surprise stories. Markkanen being most improved player candidate. Walker Kessler looking like a better and solid high-level starting center every night. In fact, the question is, when do you start thinking about making Kessler a starter? Because he's really good. And the Jazz may need to start thinking about moves to make that happen. Because right now, when you have Vanderbilt on the floor, you have to have Kelly Olynyk on the floor because of the lack of shooting from Vanderbilt, and obviously you're going to play Markkanen. Do you have Vanderbilt come off the bench and just start Walker Kessler, and that way you still have the spacing? Maybe. That might be the move. I don't know. But he's playing so well, you got to think about it. And if the goal is to win games, at some point, you've probably got to start thinking about it because, man, he's been good. I don't know if they'll do it right away, but I wouldn't be surprised if post-trade deadline or post-All-Star break or something like that Walker Kessler is starting. If he's just the better player, eventually you've got to just play your better players, and I don't think it's like a hot take for me to say that. I know if I say it online, certain people who are trying to keep their relationships good will refute me, but he might just be a better player at some point. I do like a lot of what happens. The only thing, and this is the thing to remember, and this is what we've talked about, probably one of the major reasons he doesn't, at least yet, is that the Jazz have 5 players on the floor that can grab the ball and go. And it makes their offense so good. It really does. Boston has the number 1 offense in the league, and they're having one of the most historic seasons ever. The Jazz have the number 4 offense in the league, but we're going to go look at that really quick. So, just for curiosity, advanced, let's see. Wins. Offensive rating. The Jazz jumped to number 3. They are above Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. The Boston Celtics have the number 1. Phoenix number 2, Utah's number 3 now offensively. So that is really what's going on, is you have 5 players that can grab and go. And I don't know if Walker Kessler can really do that. And so it does, I don't know. There's give or take. But one thing you can consider a little bit is this right here. Utah is not a top 3 defense. Otherwise, they're number 22. Although this improved after tonight. They were 25 coming into this game. So after tonight, they are now 22. That's nice to see. A good defensive night from the Utah Jazz. So maybe they have really kind of turned things around. We'll see. But anyways, lots of props to Walker Kessler, who's just getting better and better every night. 25 minutes tonight, 20 points. Just phenomenal stuff. He did have the 4 fouls, so he'll have to watch this as a rim protector. But 11 rebounds, 20 points. That's phenomenal stuff. Just phenomenal. And then finally, Simone Fontecchio. Look at this. 3 for 4 from 3. Just absolutely an assassin. This guy can just flat out shoot. And I know he doesn't bring maybe quite the defensive impact. And you see that right there, the -2 that Rudy Gay does. But man, the offense is much better. You know? So one thing that Fontecchio will just need to improve at, and this is just because he's a rookie, is just defense. You've got to learn to just be, can you be at least league average defensively? Can you just be an average defender? For some players, that's just a huge win. A huge win. Because if you can shoot 3 for 4 from 3 and 3 for 5 from the field and spread the floor for everyone else, but then also be an average defender, that's massive. That's great. Average, 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 average. Right? That's what we want. That's what we want. Average, average, average. Default, default, default. Anyways, if Simone Fontecchio can become that, then it's fantastic because the shooting is legit. I'm just kind of curious. What is his actual, what is he actually at for the year? Let's see, 3-point percentage, 42%. Look at that. 42%. That is the good stuff. That is the good stuff right there. Holy smokes. And those are like quick fire. I mean, that's like, whew, that's pretty exciting stuff. So yes, can he be an average defender? And part of that is also, I mean, Simone Fontecchio's freaking big. He's 6'8", and he's all of 6'8". He is the Italian stallion. Okay? He is the pizza. He's got all the marinara sauce. Okay? On that pizza. It's the good stuff. It's the stuff from Italy, okay? Not that imitation stuff at Little Caesars. This is the goods. This is the stuff that makes you come back. Okay? Now, can you just be an average defender? That's it. Can you rebound better? I guess that's what I'm getting to. I don't know what I'm talking about. But can you be an average defender? And part of that is also just rebounding. Can Fontecchio get more than 1 rebound, please? Please. This right here, okay? This is it. Rebound the ball. Get in there and bang, okay? Get a rebound. It'll change. I mean, this you get this up to like 4 or 5 rebounds, all of a sudden you've got yourself quite the guy, quite the player, you know? So that's what I would like to see from him. Here, we're giving homework to these Jazz players. Here is your homework. Here is your homework. This is what I want you to work on. All right, guys, I think that's everything. Let's check out Tankathon. Maybe it's not happening. You can just keep rooting for Minnesota to lose, but then they lose, what's his bucket, and they win a game. Okay, Karl Anthony Towns. Here's our nightly to see where we land. Are you ready? Are you ready? Bum. The Lakers get the number 1 pick and give it to the Pelicans. That would be hilarious. Utah ends with 14. Let's see where that lands us in the mock draft. Or the big board, actually. That gives us... we keep getting Khalil Ware. But we have Walker Kessler. So, no. Maybe we can get Grady Dick. He good? I don't know. Yeah. If we end the season and all we end up with is Grady Dick, I don't know. I might be a little depressed. Man. Okay. Well, let's not get off the rails here, and let's give a shout out to our all-stars. These are the guys that are just absolutely the apple of my eye. Fix me right spot. Let's fix me. I've already been fixed, by the way. Oh, TMI. All right, let's see. Let's put these on. And let's give a shout out to our all-stars, baby. Oh, gosh, I forgot. Oh, no. Oh, no, I forgot. Now we have to do this. Oh, crap. Oh, guys, I'm sorry. I'm tired, and I screwed it up. Oh, no. My computer wants to make sure it's me so I can play a song. Okay. All right. By the way, before we get into this, if you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel. If you want to be a part of the chat, you got to subscribe. So subscribe to the channel and like the video. Share it with your friends. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Tell them all. The Hoops Nerd channel is for everyone. All right, let's give a shout out to Ryan Perry, the legend, Jared Chanderbilt, Shantheric, Jorge Arrizaga, mi amigo de abajo, Baby Elliott Matson, Jordan the Goat Besterol, Just Buckets JB, Zap Watts, new staff member of SLC Dunk, baby, Total Game Domination TGD, Christian House Money to Haas, Tyson Price, the price is right, Zintus X marks the spot, Joshua Hansen, the Danish Destroyer, Ezekiel Rice-Ebay, the man from down under, Austin R. Grant, editor extraordinaire, Donald Schooley, schooling all of us, DW to CB, Darren Williams to Carlos Boozer, Patrick Akubo, the connoisseur, and Robert Hall of Fame. Like I said, guys, like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure if you like to do the props, if you like to go to over-unders, go to Prize Picks, sign up with promo code HoopsNerd. I would appreciate it. It supports the channel. Thank you to everyone who's done it, by the way. All of you that have already done it, thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, guys. I will talk to you tomorrow night. Same time, same place, baby. Talk to you later.